Hi everyone, welcome back for another road trip pilgrimage. Today we'll explore another church in the White Mountain region, Sacred Heart Church in North Stratford. Just like St. Francis Xavier Church, which we visited last time, Sacred Heart is also part of St. Marguerite Parish. So without any further ado, let's go check it out. So here we are today. We're in North Stratford, New Hampshire. We're visiting Sacred Heart Church, which is another part of Father Dan Deveau's parish of St. Marguerite Deveau Parish. Let's see if we can find Father Dan. Oh, Father!
I really get around.
It's so good. It's been so long since I've seen you. Nice to see you, Father.
Oh, welcome to Sacred Heart Church.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes, you're very welcome. Would you like to come in and take a look?
These are simple country churches, but still you walk in and I mean, there's just something so very reverent here. And it suddenly reminds me of the little country church I grew up going to, the tin, the design, the intimate feel of it.
And when you think of 1888, of all the people that have prayed here, been baptized here, married here, had their funerals here, you know, that covers a lot of history.
That's right.
Really a lot of history.
That's right. We're so much more connected, and we realize, as we talked about before, about being part of one body.
Exactly.
Well, this is an embodiment of that.
Right.
One kind of funny thing I notice coming in, you can see the French heritage of the church, because some of the design just feels kind of French. You also have the French words on the stage to the cross, but at the same time, on this stained glass window, it says the gift of John Boyle O'Reilly, which is the least French name I think I've ever heard.
Right.
Was this a parish where it was both French and Irish, or was it just one of the
It
other?
would have been a combination, but primarily French.
Okay.
Okay, because this is a real French area.
Yeah.
Now, we're only 40 miles from the Quebec border here. Only 40 miles. So if you need to leave the country in a hurry, get your passport, because I always kid people about that. I said, my passport's ready. I can. It's only 40 miles away.
Right.
See you later.
That's right, especially if you're covering Colbert.
Yes, indeed.
In this church, we also have some icons present. We've got Jesus, and then what's the name of that icon?
We have several possible names for that. Our Lady of Perpetual Help has an image like that.
Our Lady of Perpetual Help.
Now, Our Lady of Good Counsel has an image like that.
Okay.
So it's just Mary, the mother of Jesus. And again, iconography, they never put Mary without the child. Somebody explained that to me one time, that Mary always has to be presenting the child because she is the one that provides the child for us, which I think is very beautiful. And of course, Jesus, the Word, I would have liked to have that over there with the Word, but seeing that Mary looking this way is wrong for me.
That's right. That's right. So what does the image of the Sacred Heart mean to you and to this parish?
Well, the image of Sacred Heart takes me back to the whole idea of St. Margaret Mary Alacoque and the revelations of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. That's what that takes me back to, where, he's revealing his heart to us. And he did it through then, but now Divine Mercy is doing the same thing. He's still revealing his heart to us. So the heart of Jesus is the experience of God inviting us into a love relationship with him.
Which is something at that time people needed to hear, right?
Right. Because I think as theologians, we can become too headstrong. People have to come out of the experience of what they identify with. And love is what we identify with very easily, much more so, or the lack of, which can also be difficult too. I had this baptismal font made for this place, so it somehow matches the lectern. The lectern was here, the altar was here, but there was no baptismal font. So I had that made by a parishioner who did a wonderful job with it.
Well, I noticed that baptismal font is 8-sided. It's an octagon.
Right.
What's the significance of that shape?
Very practical. There's a round bowl in it. Really?
Do you know about it's the eighth day? It's a very traditional thing to have. It's something to do with, like, baptism is like new life, so it's after the 7 days. Now it's the eighth day. You're living your new life. I think it's something like that.
Something like that, because it makes a lot of sense. That statue of St. Joseph I also found up in the attic. One of my parishioners decided she was going to repaint it for me. So for the year of St. Joseph, we had her established to the sanctuary.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. One of the unique features of this church when it was built in 1888 is the tin inside. All the walls, the ceiling, it was all tin. It also makes actually good acoustics in here.
Yeah.
When you start to think of it, because there's nothing to absorb the sound. It bounces around.
Yeah, it gives a really beautiful look to the inside of the church. Gives it some depth.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit of the story of this church?
Well, the land was given by the Connery family, Thomas Connery, an immigrant to the United States in 1833. Church was built in 1888. It's actually an older parish than St. Francis Xavier. Mm-hmm. It has had different changes over the years, as any town or church has had. This is a good image of the community, what it used to look like way back when. Father Rushford was the last full-time pastor here.
Okay.
And he lived in the rectory across the street. And when Father Samard died, he became the first pastor to have 2 parishes.
Yeah.
So that's when we were actually the first merged parish in the diocese.
We got a choir loft. We got to check it out.
Just hang over the edge.
This is the lowest railing. Let's stay away. But let's take this in. One of the things that I think strikes you in a church like this is, in this very simple setting, you still have everything you need to encounter and to worship God. You know, Jesus is still here in the tabernacle. We still have the altar. We still have, everything we need so that the people can gather here together and have this experience of God and the community of the faithful, the body of Christ. Thank you for joining us on this road trip pilgrimage to St. Marguerite Parish in Groveton and North Stratford, New Hampshire. We got to see Sacred Heart Church and talk with Father Dan Deveau. What a pleasure it was to be able to come up here and visit and see these historic places where people have been gathering to pray for over 100 years. If you're ever passing through or ever coming through or heading to the North Country, why not swing by? And remember, wherever your road trips take you, why not make it a pilgrimage? 59.5. It's a little steep.